Well, hello there. Hello, my sages. I am Indigo Sage, an awakened soul, and I do have a spiritually based website at unapologeticallysage.com. You can also find unapologeticallysage.com on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Sages, let's go ahead and get this started. My sages, this is Act Now, Choice 2. Full descriptions along with the um, decks will be in the description box below. This one is so many blocks, so little time. So, as usual, this decision starts out with the past. There are five positions, and they are past, present, best, worst, and what's to come. So, in the past, as it regards this decision, is Seven of Fire, crazy genius, exciting and beneficial in the long run. All right, so there's exciting times without knowing what's coming, but usually most likely beneficial for you in the long run. Now, this is in your past, so let's go ahead and clarify the Seven of Fire. The past clarifier, of course, is the Seven of Wands. And please look to the description box below if you are new. So, Seven of Wands clarifier in your past says having the strength to stand up for yourself and your beliefs. So, this is absolutely wonderful. All right. Um, Wonderful thing to have in your past, and it's upright. So, having the strength to stand up for yourself and your beliefs, that was in your past as it relates to this decision. I'm going to tell you right now that this is the only card that's upright. So, sages, let's continue to sage this out. I am encouraged to say at this time that these readings are timeless. So, whenever you come across this reading and it resonates with you, I am going to say and suggest that you get a personal reading in order to find out about these blocks that you have going on in your life. I had to say that because at this present time, it's represented by the Nine of Water in reverse, which says you're turning your back on your gifts. Okay? You have prosperity, but also an inability to receive it or accept it. Why is that? You have prosperity, but you also have an inability to receive it or accept it. So, what's going on there? Let's look at the clarifier. And the clarifier will tell us what you're doing with this energy. The as above is the energy that's present. The so below represents what you're doing with it. So let's look at in the present what you're doing with this energy. The present clarifier is Nine of Chalices reversed. Having plenty but wanting more. When this card is in reverse, it represents greed. And just a little bit of background again, for in case anyone is brand new here. Again, the descriptions and everything will be in the box below. These are cards As Above and So Below by Barbara Moore. And although they have the theme of Rider-Waite, they are not Rider-Waite. The definitions do not coincide with Rider-Waite. Sometimes, occasionally, they do, but for the most part of it, they don't. Okay, this is a completely different deck and completely different author, and so don't fight it. For whatever reason, I was meant to say this. Don't fight it. Don't fight what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is according to this deck. All right. So what you're doing with that energy in the present time is you're having plenty but wanting more, and it represents greed. All right. And remember, this is clarifying that you're turning your back on your gifts. You have prosperity, but also an inability to receive it or accept it. And that's because, I mean, you have plenty, but you want more presently. And the want for more is causing you to turn your back on your gifts. It's causing the inability to accept your gifts and your prosperity that comes with it because you're wanting more. So, the way that Eckhart Tolle would talk about this kind of thing is that you're not living in the present. In the present time, you're too busy looking at the end game. You're too busy looking at the end, looking at the future, concentrating on the future to where you're not paying attention to the present. And that's sad. Okay? I'm just going to tell you like that. That's sad. That's not a good thing. Present, you need to live in the present. Okay? You're not supposed to be in the present living for the future. Now, we're not talking about planning, in your 401k and all this kind of stuff. We're not talking about that. We are talking about living in the moment and being present in the moment. You are not doing that. You are so caught up in the finish line to where you can't enjoy the present. And the present is filled with your gifts, your talents, your blessings. It's filled with prosperity that is blocked with the inability to receive it or accept it presently. So I'm going to, take a chance and go out on a limb and say, you're not happy right now. Anyone living this way who can't see or enjoy what's presently happening in their life, you're not happy. Yeah, there it is. I said it. You're not happy right now because you're too busy concentrating on the finish line of whatever the finish line looks like to you. Next, we have the best position as it relates to this decision, and it is the Maiden of Air in reverse. The Maiden of Air represents intuitive, spontaneous, and joyful communication, which is blocked. With it being in reverse, it represents a block. Okay? And the imagery is so beautiful and peaceful. And if you are a fan of the show, I mean, not the show, if you're a fan of this channel, you already know I'm very big on imagery. And this card is so beautiful. And despite the wear and tear of these cards, because I use them every week, um, but it's very beautiful. It's very peaceful. It's intuitive, spontaneous, and joyful communication. That's what it represents. And that would be wonderful to have as it relates to this decision in your best position. However, it's blocked. Okay? And let's just, before I go ahead and say how I feel, let's go ahead and look at the clarifier. This is where you're really going to see how it can get ugly. The best clarifier is the Knight of Swords in reverse, of course. When the as above is in reverse, the so below is in reverse. When it comes to these normal readings, the only time it differs is when we're in Mercury retrograde. So the Knight of Swords reverse, and that represents manipulative and judgmental. So that's how that energy is transmuted here in the 3D world amongst us fellow humans. You, at the best of it, is coming across manipulative and judgmental unless something changes, which is why I provide these insights from your guardian angels. They give you the opportunity to have foresight and insight, and that's coming from blocked energy. So please understand that that's coming from blocked energy. Usually in the best position, it's something that, whether it's obvious or not obvious, I can tell you why it's best. This manipulative and judgmental energy being the best, no ma'am, no sir, no sir, no ma'am. There's nothing good about that. The only thing I can see good is that I'm able to tell you that it's coming from blocked energy. And if this is resonating, most likely 99.999%, you need a personal reading from me so that we can get to the root of it. So dare I look at the worst? Come on, sages, come with me with this journey and look at the worst. The worst is represented by elemental of water in reverse. And if I haven't said it already, I can go ahead and say it, whether it's the first time, second time, and I might say it some more. All the rest of the cards in your reading are reversed and blocked. Okay, it's like you stopped up, you know. Um, just imagine if you needed to use the restroom, and I'm gonna say it. If you needed to use the restroom, do the number two. You're blocked. You're stopped up. You're holding all of that number two-ness inside. That is not good, and it's not healthy for you. Okay. As a matter of fact, you should drink some kombucha if that was the case. So if I'm saying this, and it's hitting someone, because the guardian angels, I'm gonna be honest, they have me say things, I channel them. So if someone is blocked up, you should drink some kombucha. But back to the reading, um, all of your energy is blocked, and that's very unhealthy. So in the worst position, we have elemental of water in reverse, which in a nutshell says an abundance of emotions that you cannot manage because you're blocked. Okay? You can't manage it because you're blocked. You can't manage it because you're blocked. So that's the worst of it. Can you imagine what kind of emotions are you having that you cannot manage? Can you imagine what it looks like to have an abundance of emotions that are not managed? You understand what that looks like? It looks like pure chaos, honestly. Looks like a lot of hurt feelings, honestly. Looks like a lot of apologies in the aftermath. It looks like a massacre when there's an abundance of emotions that cannot be managed. That's what it looks like. The worst clarifier is Knave of Chalices in reverse. So that's the energy. The as above is an abundance of emotions that cannot be managed. That's the energy. The way you are dealing with that energy is being overly sensitive. And again, pardon me for using this, but this reference. But when I asked you, what does that look like? And I said it looks like a massacre. And it does. Being overly sensitive is how that culminates inside of you. Having an abundance of emotions that you cannot manage makes you overly sensitive. What do people do when they're overly sensitive? This is coming from blocked energy. And as it relates to this decision, this is the worst of it. And I concur. Okay. To be honest, all of this looks not good because it's all blocked and backed up. Blocked and backed up. That's what I should have called this reading. Blocked and backed up. What's to come? This is the last position. And the what's to come, if you don't already know, that means this is what's to come of this decision, point blank, period. If you go the best route, it may come sooner. If you go the worst route, it may come a little bit later, maybe delayed. But this is what's to come of the decision. And what's to come is represented by the wheel of the year. You guessed it, in reverse. The change you have been waiting for is blocked. It's blocked. Okay. And it also means when this is all in reverse that you are having a change in fortune. So let's rewind a little bit and go back to the past where you were upright, okay? This is the only time in this decision, and I'm not laughing at you. This is the only time in the decision where you were upright. It was Seven of Fire, and it was in your past. And it was you having the strength to stand up for yourself and your beliefs, all right? And that was gorgeous. It was beautiful. It was great. It was saying that, beneficial things were coming for you in the long run. Here we are at the long run. Hello, past. Meet long run. And it said, usually, check that out, usually beneficial in the long run. Having the strength to stand up for yourself and your beliefs. This is what you did with that energy. The energy was um exciting times, crazy genius, knowing what's coming. That was the energy you were working with. And then what it culminated to here in the 3D was having the strength to stand up for yourself and your beliefs. And you were to be paid off for that. You understand what I'm saying? In the long run. What's to come is the long run. And what they're saying is that you're going to have a change of fortune. So that was going to pay off. And now there's a switch. It's a change. You manifested goodness from your past actions. But now there's a change in fortune. You understand what I'm saying? There's a change in fortune. You manifested good things from the seven of fire from your past. All right? It said it's usually beneficial in the long run because you stood up for yourself and your beliefs. So goodness, you were manifesting goodness, okay? It was coming in. That karma, that good karma was coming back. What? Then somewhere in there was manipulation, judgment, judgmental, being overly sensitive. All of that mucked it up. And so there was a change of fortune. And I keep saying it because I want you guys to get it and understand it. We have free will. We are all ruled by free will and the universal laws. So you set out on a good path, which is why those cards were upright. Then something happened and you went down a different path, a less fortunate path. Dare I say, unfortunate path. And here we are with what's to come, which is the wheel of the year. And you were supposed to reap those rewards of good fortune. But it's in reverse. You had a change of fortune. The change you have been waiting for is blocked. What's to come is clarified by the wheel in reverse. Your life cycle is being placed on pause. You know what that looks like? Stagnation. Stagnation. You're stagnant. That's what's about to happen with this decision. The one that this is the decision that you planned out so much for, looked way off into the future and became greedy, didn't have enough even though you had plenty. Stagnation. You are not going to get what it is that you thought you were going to get. You're not going to get that at all. I'm telling you right now. This is a reading based on what's going on right now with it. And I'm giving you the insights in order for you to make better choices. Do with it what you may. If you want more details, I suggest you go to unapologeticallysage.com, click on the YouTube and personal readings tab, and get yourself a personal reading, okay? I accept donations, but get yourself a personal reading to navigate away from the blocked energy. Because what you're expecting is not going to be what you get. So, at the end of every reading, I will present you guys with an angel number message tile. I, Indigo Sage, have designed all of these tiles, and I choose them the same way that I choose the tarot and oracle cards. Your angel number message tile is 0, okay? And the angel number messages, they come to us from our, you guessed it, angels, spirit guides, archangels, masters, ascended masters, um, and God himself or herself, okay? And what it is sometimes we will see a repetitive number, and sometimes we'll see a number just one time, but it'll kind of be highlighted. And so what I encourage you all to do when that happens is Google it, look it up, put in angel number, and then whatever that number is that you're seeing, They're telling me right now to put my story in the description box below, so I will do that. But I didn't just wake up and know about angel numbers. There was a certain number that just kept being highlighted, and I looked it up. And I didn't even look up angel number. I just looked. I said, "What does this number mean?" Because it was so weird. But I'll put that story down in the I'll put the link to the story down in the description box on how I discovered angel number messages. But they are very, very real. And the reason for them is that's the one of the easiest ways to communicate with us from our angels. Okay? Because sometimes the angels are always communicating with us. So let me just put that out there, but we don't always see it, hear it, pay attention to it, observe it. So the other way is to put numbers in our face. All right. So with every message, one of the staples is the indigo sage message tiles numbers. So this one is 0, which I give you the bullet points of them, and it's up to you to go ahead and Google it, because there's a plethora of information when you Google these numbers as an angel number message, and we are all unique, and the message is long. So there are certain parts that will resonate harder and stronger with certain people than others. So I give you the bullet points as they relate to this decision. God's source, infinity. It's time to connect with God and return to the root of your feelings. Remind yourself of what you are trying to achieve. Angels are moving you to a bright new start. Okay? That is angel number message tile 0. They're telling me to repeat this. Remind yourself of what you are trying to achieve. Okay, so here we have one of my magnets. I have 5 different magnets that are on sale right now. You can go to unapologeticallysage.com to the Unsay Merch Store tab. You will see 5 beautiful magnets, some with my own personal quotes and some with Bible verses on them. And they are all placed on my beautiful photography from my walking meditations. And guess what? They are only $4. That includes shipping and handling. This one says, make this a butterfly week. Be the catalyst for transformation in your life so that you reflect your beliefs. Okay? And these are no teeny tiny magnets. They are 5 by 4 in measurement. And they will exude positivity and groundedness wherever you place them. And they're also good as just because gifts. You want to know why? Just because they are only $4. That includes the tax. That includes shipping and handling. All right, $4 for a 5 by 4 beautiful magnet that encourages positivity and grounding. All right. Hello, Sagies. Once again, I am Indigo Sage, and I am an awakened soul. I have given you this tarot reading. Hopefully, it resonated with you. And if it did, you know exactly what to do. Go ahead and click that like and subscribe button. And go ahead and ring a ding ding that bell. Because when you do, you are informed of the new readings available and the way that works. Okay, so not only am I just encouraging you to do it, but here's why. the way that works is when I channel these messages, I ask for the collective. When you click like and subscribe, you become a part of the collective, which means I'm channeling the message especially for you, which means it's more likely to resonate because I'm asking for those energies. So it only makes sense to click like and subscribe if this message resonated with you. Okay? And last reminder, you can visit unapologeticallysage.com for more enlightenment. And since this reading was extremely blocked, I am going to encourage everyone who this message resonated with, I'm going to encourage you to get a personal reading. All right. And again, I accept personal donations. So I encourage you to get a reading to see what's blocking your way to personal success and fulfillment. All right. And the angels told me to say that. You're being blocked from personal success and fulfillment. So let's sage it out. Let's go ahead and sage that out. All right. Have a wonderful week and be safe.